Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Around the Table GTA. This episode is the opposite of last episode. I'm thinking of doing opposite episodes. Who knows? Who knows how long that'll last? Kind of like the S's. I'm still sticking with the S's for now. This episode is about spending. All right. Last episode was about saving. This is about spending. And I don't know what it is. No, we already know what it is. Spending money just feels amazing. Like I was talking about in the last episode, I think it's a serotonin release. But there is that satisfaction of, hey, I really want this. Can I have it? And you get yes. That's the transaction of that's the transaction of spending money, right? And the thing about spending money that makes people feel great, I think it's just like you're experiencing life, right? You can experience life. Whatever you choose to indulge in, money kind of makes it easier, right? I'm a foodie and I love food. Yeah, I could buy whatever food that I want, especially like living in the GTA. There's so many different cultures, and I went to a concert last weekend and Ludacris was there and he's like, Toronto is the most diverse place in the planet, apparently. That's a stat. I don't know if it's true or not, but there are so many different types of people in that one city, right? And even like throughout the GTA, there's pockets of these communities because they spread out from Toronto into small cities or small towns or suburbs, and you could enjoy you can enjoy the cuisine from so many different places without exploring the world. And that's wild. There's even certain places that the community is so big that there is exclusive stuff there at those restaurants or those franchises because the community is so impactful. So just to give you an example, if you've ever heard of A&W, if you're on this side of the planet, or I don't know if there's A&W outside of North America. I'm not so well traveled, but A&W in Ontario specifically ran out of Beyond Meat burgers after the first week when they first released them because the brown community in Ontario is massive. So a lot of their cultures, they don't eat meat, right? So veggie burgers are super big, and Beyond Meat is kind of like a veggie burger in the sense where there's no meat in it. So our province, Ontario, or some people would call it a state. It's similar to a state. Anyways, we ran out of Beyond Meat burgers. You had to go out of the province to get it, or you have to go south of the border to get it because it ran out. Places like Brampton, if you go to Burger King or New York Fries, there's more veggie options because of the diverse community there. And if you go somewhere like Mississauga, there's a huge Arab community there as well. So there's a lot of stuff like shawarma over there, or like if you're doing hookah, there's a bunch of hookah bars because there's so many people in that community that's there, right? So back to spending money, spending money is something where, yeah, you just get to indulge, whether you're a car person or you're a comic book person and you have a ton of comics or video games in your room packed to the sky, or I know I have some friends who are shoe fanatics. And, everyone has their niche. You can't really judge people on what they spend on. It's their money, right? But some people just hoard things, right? I'm kind of a collector. I don't collect as hard as I used to, but I do like having limited edition things or just something that's pretty cool, and I I just keep it, right? Or I'll flip it if it's something that I have like doubles or triples of, right? There's just so much things that one can imagine, and that's why spending money is it's something else. That's why people want to win the lottery. There's so much things that you could get, right? And with things like the internet, there's a bunch of things that you didn't even know that you want. And once you have money, you're like, okay, I guess I'll get that. Why? Because I can't, right? Spending money is not the only type of spending we do. We spend time with others. And when it comes to spending time and just spending in general, we have to make sure we know the consequence of spending. Some people spend so much that they go into debt. Some people spend their time thinking about things that don't matter, and that affects you too, right? Some people spend just to show off or flex or make other people feel worse about themselves, or they do it to make themselves feel better. They're spending time covering something that's not great about themselves instead of spending time to work on it, right? The more we spend on something, the more we get invested in, right? So I think it's a good idea for you to spend time, especially on things that you care about or things that you think is going to make a big change for you, right? For me, like today, I spent so much time doing podcast episodes, and the reason why I do it because I like it, right? I'm finally back in the mood to make a ton of episodes, and I'm making a ton of episodes in one day, right? I like spreading the message, and I think spending that time to just do that is great. I could be on social media right now scrolling, looking at nothing, or I could be at work trying to make more money. Well, probably not. It's too late for me to go to work. I could go pick up a second job right now, and I could just be working for more money, right? But what am I going to spend that money on? I think for me, especially with what's going on right now, I need to stop and think about, how much more money am I going to need because I'm going to get a car. And for me, I know that I'm going to go on an adventure. It's one of the worst times to own a car because of gas prices. But for me to have that free range, especially living in the GTA with all that food, how can I not drive around and go buy stuff? Right? And it's not even just buy stuff, it's try stuff. It's visit different places, explore, right? Spend my time kind of expanding my horizons, right? You hear a lot of stereotypes about different cities and stuff. And with the option to go anywhere that I want with just some gas, it's going to be great, and it's going to cost me a lot less, right? Just for example, I was at the concert and I was going to take an Uber home because I didn't want to bug anybody that I knew. And then it was like $50. $50 just to go home, right? Like if I walked, it would be 3 hours to walk, and I'm not walking. I'm not walking after being at a concert for 6 hours and getting drenched on, and it being like 2 a.m. in the morning, getting home at 5 o'clock just to save $50, right? And I think it's kind of, yeah, I guess I could say I'm privileged to be like, wow, I don't want to spend my precious $50, right? And some people don't have $50, but at the same time, I worked for that $50, and I don't want it to go driving one way when, if I had a car, the cost of gas for that distance wouldn't even touch $10, right? So now I'm spending my time thinking of ways, okay, since I'm going to have another expense, how much money can I save out of that? But I think even if I did like my calculations right, I should still be saving around $200, but who knows? Who knows? Either way, whatever you're spending your time on, make sure it's worth it. Spend some time by yourself too. I think that there's a lot of outside forces, I guess. And I don't want to say that as like a spooky ghost or, on a spiritual sense, but when you're online and even when you're offline, like just the opinion of others and advertisements and flavor of the month and chilling and the news, there's so many things that cloud your mind on what you should spend on or what you should attain or what you should go after, right? But I think spending some time by yourself, or even spending some time with people that you love and care about, and even people who care about you, could help you kind of like reevaluate what's important to you, all right? And once you start, so like once you start honing in on what's important to you, that's going to make your life a lot better. And then you could start spending and saving on the goals to make that reality something that is attainable and something that, you could work towards. Anyways, that's it for this episode. These episodes are spontaneous, so some are longer, some are shorter. Just let me know which episodes you like more, the longer ones or shorter ones. Give me some feedback, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I'm glad to be back as well, so hopefully you guys do like the new content, and see you in the next episode. See you later.